You may think being underage means you're limited on what you can and cannot do, but sometimes children are able to bend the rules on their own or with some help from their parents. If you're new to our channel, don't forget to subscribe and give this video a thumbs up because today we're talking about 10 unbelievable things kids were actually allowed to do. Get married. When he was just 9 years old, Sanel Masalia of South Africa got married to 62-year-old Miss Shabangu. The couple tied the knot in front of 100 guests in a commitment ceremony that is a South African ritual, but not legally binding. The wedding was all Sanel's idea, and his mother gave her consent. However, this is definitely one unconventional marriage. This couple has never lived together because Miss Shabangu is already legally married to someone else. Climb a mountain. 13-year-old Malavath Purna was the youngest person to climb Mount Everest. Most treks up the mountain take around 2 months, and shortly before Malavath started her trip, 16 Sherpa guides had died in an avalanche. That didn't deter her from making the expedition, and once she reached the top, she said she felt grateful and happy. She said the only downside of the trip wasn't the cold weather, it was actually the packaged food she was forced to consume. Malavath said once she finished climbing the mountain, the only thing she wanted to do was go home and eat her mother's food. Fly a plane. At the age of 5, a Chinese boy named He Yide got behind a small plane and took it for a spin. He Yide's father had spent close to $4,000 on private flying lessons for his son, and the lessons definitely paid off. Alongside a supervisor, He Yide completed the 35-minute flight at Beijing Wildlife Park in China to become one of the youngest people to ever fly a plane. Sail around the world. Laura Decker of the Netherlands sailed solo around the world at the age of 16. Her trip began in January 2011, but it took some time for her to convince the Dutch government to permit her to sail. The courts put her under the guardianship of Child Protection Services after her first attempt to make the journey back in 2009. With the guardianship in place, Laura was blocked from sailing for 2 years, but once the order was lifted, she set out on her voyage and never looked back. Perform surgery. In India, a pregnant woman actually allowed a 15-year-old boy to perform a cesarean section on her. The boy's parents were doctors, and they were standing close by to film the entire surgery. When the Indian Medical Association saw the video, they said they were completely shocked, and they were looking into revoking the parents' medical license. The parents defended their choice by saying they had trained the young boy for 3 years, and everyone was just jealous of his achievements. Get a tattoo. A 24-year-old mother was arrested in Alabama for child abuse and neglect after allowing her boyfriend to tattoo her 2-year-old son's upper torso. The tattoo reads, "Only God can judge me," with some clouds in the background. Getting a tattoo as an adult is beyond painful, so can you imagine the horrifying pain this 2-year-old had to go through? Drink alcohol. A grandmother left a bag filled with wine sitting on the kitchen table, and her 4-year-old granddaughter proceeded to take more than a few sips. When help arrived, they thought the young girl was having a seizure, but it was later discovered that she had blood alcohol content of 0.159, way past the legal limit, which could prove to be deadly for a small child. The grandmother, who was also drunk at the time, was arrested and charged with child endangerment. Drive a car. As a kid, riding a bike is hard enough, so driving a car is out of the question, unless you're this 7-year-old boy whose mother allowed him to get behind the wheel. The mother filmed the entire ordeal as the young boy plowed down city streets. He ended up driving about a third of a mile at an average speed of 28 miles per hour. When the mother posted the video to social media, school officials reported it to law enforcement, and she was arrested and charged with child neglect. Go to college. Michael Kearney of Nashville, Tennessee is a child prodigy who graduated high school at the age of 6. He then attended college and earned his degree at the age of 10. Just 4 years later, at the age of 14, he received his master's degree in chemistry. But wait, it gets even better. After turning 18, when most of his classmates would have finally been graduating from high school, Michael had already obtained his second master's degree in computer science. Smoke cigarettes. 2-year-old Aldi Rizal made headlines back in 2010 when a video emerged of him smoking cigarettes. Aldi became so addicted to nicotine, he was smoking up to 40 cigarettes a day. His health was beginning to deteriorate, and his mother said that if he didn't get his cigarettes, he would get angry and scream and hit his head against the wall. Thankfully, Aldi was able to kick his smoking habit when he turned 5. Which of these things kids were allowed to do is the most unbelievable to you? React in the comments below, and don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up.